even though the power isn't my own?
Make it your own. And don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Just make sure you have a good story for that tattoo.
Tattoo?
It was then that Nova noticed a tattoo on her right hand. A sun symbol with 3 rings around her wrist.
This power might not be mine, but I'll use it until I don't need it anymore.
Huh. Good answer. Welcome to Class Red.
In a world of sorcerers, only those born with magic bloodlines can use magic. But all of that is about to change. My name is Nova, and this is the story of how I became the first Warlock. Bye, Mom!
Be careful today, Nova. And don't forget your breakfast.
Today's the day.
Congratulations, Nova!
Thanks, old man! Today is the day my training begins. All my life I've dreamt of becoming a sorcerer, and just 2 days ago, I got my wish. But there's just one problem. I have no idea how to use my new power. But I'm determined to push forward.
In the early morning light, Nova rushed out the door to meet Zarian at the tower. Official orientation began the next day, but Nova needed a crash course on her powers. After all, she had just acquired them, and she would be in a class with students who'd had theirs for years. She dashed through the busy streets to reach the imposing front gate.
Good morning. I hope you slept well. You're going to need all the energy you've got.
Warlock, Episode 2, Meet Ren. Meathead or Mystery?
The training field just outside the tower was filled with upperclassmen honing their skills. A large grass lawn, perfect for even the most explosive of legacies. Nova watched in awe as students demonstrated incredible power so effortlessly.
Now, before we get started, tell me what you know about magic. Not just common knowledge, but how it really works.
Well, I know it has something to do with mist, right? I've read all about it.
Exactly. Mist, or mystic energy, is the power source for all sorcerers. Now, there is a difference between mist and legacies. You need mist to use a legacy, but you can have mist without a legacy too. It's rare, but possible for a sorcerer to be born with only mystic energy.
But without a legacy, how can they perform magic?
Well, there are some techniques that all sorcerers can learn regardless of legacy, like shield or mage hand. We'll get into more of that later. You need to prioritize. Your peers have had years to learn how to focus and mold their mist. You don't have that luxury.
So, what do I have to do?
When you use the power for the first time, what were you thinking? What were you feeling at that exact moment?
Well, I was about to be eaten, so... probably fear?
Fear. Well, that's an easy one.
Zarian grabbed Nova's shoulder and snapped his fingers. In an instant, the two of them were thousands of feet above Oakvale, free-falling.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Nova's eyes widened in terror as she plummeted towards the tower grounds below.
This seemed like a pretty easy way to scare you. Would you say it's working?
Can you die from fear?
This might be a little extreme, but try to use the power now. No, you're right. Maybe we should start a little slower.
I'm too young to die.
Zarian grabbed her hand and snapped his fingers once more, bringing them safely back to the training field. Nova nervously twitched as she regained her footing.
Sorry about that. You all right?
You know what? I don't want to be a sorcerer anymore.
Oh, come on. Everything was under control.
Maybe give me a warning next time.
Hey, can you two clam it? Some of us are trying to study.
Nova hadn't noticed him until that moment, but a young man was resting up against a tree on the outskirts of the field. A book was covering his eyes as a sunshade.
I thought that was him. Looks like you might be able to meet one of your classmates early. Ren, come on over here and meet Nova.
The young man had already placed the book back over his face to continue studying.
Okay.
Well, you two will get acquainted soon enough.
Zarian's mind wandered to the moment when he met his class for the first time. To Nova's surprise, a somber expression crossed his face.
You don't remember me, but I was in class red with your brother 10 years ago.
Wait, you knew Magnus? Then my dad was your teacher.
That's right. Your father was a great man. And your brother? He was the best of them all. A true prodigy.
Not a day goes by where I don't think of them. I don't remember them that well, mostly just from what my mom says about them. She still admires them so much, and I just want to make her proud.
Oh, I'm sure she's already proud of you.
Yeah, she'll be the only one if I can't get this legacy to work.
Try again, but this time at me.
At you? Well, what if it works and I hit you with it?
Don't worry, you can't hurt me. Not even if you use it at 100% like the other night.
You're a cocky one, aren't you?
Nova quickly put her hand over her lips. The voice came from her mouth, but she didn't say the words.
I'm sorry, that wasn't... I didn't say that.
How interesting. Looks like she did more than just give you her power.
Why are you here? Why aren't you still at the shrine? I told you, the pact is sealed. It's one of the conditions of you gaining my power.
What are the other conditions?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough.
Are you speaking to her?
Yes. In my head.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. We don't know what her intentions are just yet.
What should I do?
Focus on your training. Now, try to hit me with your power. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Nova put her hands out in front of herself, aiming at Zarian. She focused her mind on the brilliant light she used before. All she could see in her head was the searing beam of energy. But nothing happened.
Oh, it's no use. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Maybe you just need a sparring partner. Timmery Bolton, Legacy, Lightning Breath. Timmery, a shorter elf with sandy blonde hair, walked up to Nova and Zarian. Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't help but overhear. You're kind of loud.
Insulting someone isn't really a great way to make a good first impression.
Stand back, Lord Zarian. Maybe a few attacks coming her way will help her use her legacy. Lightning Breath. Timmery inhaled deeply and let out a breath of pure electricity. It danced past Nova, striking the ground around her.
Hey, wait! Stop him!
We've tried everything else. Might as well see if this works.
You've tried 2 things!
Don't look at him, look at me. Here's another one. Nova began to run, dodging bolts of lightning as she headed towards the trees. She zigzagged and weaved away from Timmery as his electric breath barely missed her.
Oh, come on, Legacy, work!
A bolt of lightning began arcing towards Nova's head just as she began to turn around. She quickly ducked out of the way. The stray shot found purchase, however, on the book, covering the eyes of that sleeping young man under the tree. The book quickly burst into flames, leaving a small pile of ash on his face. Well, you're good at dodging at least. Now, this time, try...
Hey, Lightning Lips!
Nova quickly turned and finally saw the young man fully. He stood around 6 feet tall with yellow and black hair styled into a pompadour. Every muscle in his body was toned, and his arms were wrapped in bandages or tape. He wore standard-issue school uniform pants. However, he was completely shirtless. Instead of a shirt, all that adorned his upper body was a long, flowing black cape with gold trim. The cape billowed dramatically behind him as he slowly started to approach Timmery.
Now you've gone and interrupted my beauty sleep, and I hope for your sake that it was for something important.
Who is that?
Zarian didn't answer, but motioned for Nova to watch with a sly look.
Hey, look, man, it was nothing personal. I was just trying to teach her how to fight better.
So you want to fight, is that it? All right, then allow me to tag in.
I actually think I need to...
All right, let me tell you how this is gonna go. First, I kick the crap out of you. Then you apologize and run away. Got it?
Wait! Ren formed one of his hands into a claw shape that began to crackle with electricity. Then, with the force of a punch, he slammed it into Timmery's gut.
Taser grip!
What is going on?
That's Ren, one of your classmates.
Ren Deserthorn, Triad Legacy. He is able to command a trio of elements: ice, fire, and lightning.
He already has a powerful legacy, but what makes him particularly special is how he uses it. Instead of casting in a more traditional form, he uses his mist to enhance his physical attacks, mainly his fists.
Why doesn't he have a shirt on?
He's just like that.
After another hit from Ren's taser grip, Timmery collapsed on the ground in agony.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I attacked her.
Ren stood above him, placing his foot on Timmery's face.
Hey, you're apologizing to me, not her. You ruined my nap. Now get lost.
In a dramatic fashion, Ren turned away from the fight, sending his cape out behind him. Zarian waved him over to their group.
Nicely done, Ren! Though, you could have pulled a few punches.
Look, if someone's looking for a fight, they're gonna get one, all right? I don't care who it is. A fight's a fight.
Fair enough. Though I still better check on his wounds. While I'm gone, meet your new classmate, Nova. She's new to sorcery, so maybe give her a few pointers?
Zarian left the two students alone to check on Timmery. Nova stood frozen in fear, eyes locked on the tank standing right in front of her.
Why is he so tall? Are we really in the same class? How is he my age? Is he my age? Why isn't he wearing a shirt? But that cape is really cool. I guess I would only wear a cape if I could. He's still staring at me. Say something cool, Nova. Just say something.
Look, kid, I'm not gonna hurt you. Why don't you just show me what you got?
Hi, I'm Nova. I'm 15.
Good for you. Now show me what you got.
Oh, all right. Well, the thing is, I can't. I don't know how to use this power on my own. We tried fighting. Zarian dropped us from the sky. Seriously, I thought I was gonna die. But it's just not working like it did before.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there. Look, I don't do well with all the technical mumbo-jumbo. Just hit me with your best attack and we'll go from there.
I tried that already with Zarian. I just can't summon this power.
Wait, summon? You're never gonna get anywhere that way.
Well, what does that mean?
Listen, you're apparently still of the opinion that this power is some sort of gift or tool for you to use.
Yeah, there is a lady in my head who gave me this power. It is literally not mine. But I can't tell him that.
But it ain't. Mist is energy. It always exists. You shouldn't be trying to summon it like some kind of rabbit out of a hat. It's always a part of you. All you gotta do is shape it.
I was looking for something a little less abstract.
Psh. All right, I've seen enough.
And with a swoosh of his cape, Ren returned to his shady spot under the tree.
All right, let me know when you actually want to get serious, all right?
What a load of help that was! Glad I understand Mist now. All I've ever wanted is within my reach, and I can't even use this power.
Before Nova had time to process Ren's advice, a familiar pair of voices rang out from across the field.
Well, I had to see it to believe it.
Impossible!
Balthazar and Kira stood at the edge of the field. They were already sporting their brand new sorcerer uniforms.
Oh, perfect.
How did this happen? There's no way they would just let some random nobody like you in.
Wait, that damn shrine actually worked? They told me it was just to scare her.
There's no way! I refuse to believe it. In fact, I'll prove it. If you really do have a legacy, hit me with it. I won't defend. Just show me what you've been hiding.
Ugh, this could not get worse. Whatever. Even if I could use my power on him, I guess I don't really want to hurt these guys, even though they do get on my nerves.
Classic nepotism. They probably only let you in because your good-for-nothing father used to teach here.
That's it! I'm blasting him! Okay, what did that meathead say?
Mist is energy. It always exists. You shouldn't be trying to summon it like some kind of rabbit out of a hat. It's always a part of you. All you gotta do is shape it.
It's already there, huh?
Nova began to turn her presence and attention inward. After a moment, she felt a strange sensation. A soft buzz of energy that reverberated across her entire body. A small electric hum pulsing over her.
I can feel it. It's always there. I just have to shape it. Don't you dare speak about my father that way, you parasite!
Nova's eyes began to glow as a radiant beam came screaming from Nova's palm. The blast barely missed Balthazar, but he and Kira were caught up in part of the explosion.
How in the hell did you get such power? I demand you.
The bully's words were cut short as a tall figure suddenly loomed behind Nova.
Whoa, not bad, Twinkles. Now let me help you deal with these creeps.
At that moment, they all felt their ears being tugged simultaneously. A spectral floating mage hand had a firm grasp on all of them.
That's enough. No unauthorized sparring on the training field. Where is your instructor?
Headmaster Windstone. Legacy, strength of 1,000 fists.
Hey, boss! Sorry, I was trying some unconventional teaching.
All of your teaching is unconventional.
The headmaster was a tall, slender woman, her hair pulled back into a tight bun. A streak of silver ran through the otherwise dark shade. She wore rose-tinted sunglasses that rested on her sharp nose as she peered down at Nova. Around her neck was a long pelt scarf. For a moment, Nova could swear she saw two beady eyes peek out at her from behind the fur.
Miss Ravenwood, glad to see you will be joining us this year. Same goes to you, young Master Desathorn. Though I hope this incident isn't a sign of things to come.
Not at all. Sorry, Headmaster.
You two, run along.
Yes, Headmaster. This isn't over, little Nova.
Now, Zarian, if we can please keep the chaos to a minimum this year. Where's your third?
We're heading out to get her tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll be back in time for class.
Quite. On your way, then. And no more explosions.
Ren, it seems like you've got this under control. Why don't you take over for the day? I've got to take care of a few things before we head out of town tomorrow. Meet me at the Drunken Goblin at 7 p.m. sharp. We'll get some rest, then head out at first light. And bring a change of clothes. Later.
And with a snap of his fingers, Zarian was gone. Nova stood in silence for a moment, unsure how to process what just happened. But the moment of peace was quickly shattered as Ren punched her square in the arm.
Ow! What was that for?
But the look in Ren's face was one of giddy excitement.
That was amazing, kid!
Pretty sure we are the same age somehow.
Why didn't you tell me you had such a fighting spirit?
I didn't even know I had one until you came along. How can I repay you?
Ha! Now that I know what you've got, there's only one thing I want. Let's fight. Hit me with your best.
Nova and Ren exchanged glances, their stomachs rumbling in unison. Nova retrieved her carefully packed lunch, eager to indulge, but paused when she caught sight of Ren rummaging through his bag. He slowly unwrapped what looked to be an expertly made lunch. Wrapped in a handkerchief, the box housed a delicious-looking meal of seared salmon laid over a bed of fried rice. The smell alone sent Nova into a bit of a frenzy.
Hey, what do you have there?
What, this? This is just fish I cooked up the other day. Teacher agreed to put a preservation spell on it so it always tastes fresh. All I had to do was give him some.
Can I have some?
Well, that depends. What do you got to trade?
Aw, crap! All I've got are some crappy cookies I made the other day, and they are nothing compared to his masterpiece! How about some delicious homemade cookies?
Deal! This is perfect. I never could get the hang of bacon.
Yes!
Nova began to feel at ease with this Goliath of a teenager.
You've got an incredible power. It seems like you're a natural.
Yeah, I am pretty good, huh? But nature ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all thanks to my master.
You have a master? That's so cool!
Yeah, my grandpa. I inherited my mom's legacy, but she died when I was really young, so I basically learned everything from him. He practically raised me.
Oh yeah, didn't the headmaster call you something? Deserthorn? Is that your family name?
A more serious look washed over Ren's cheery face.
Look, I don't have anything to do with them anymore, okay? Just call me Ren. That's the only name I need.
Oh, well, okay. Also, I've been meaning to ask, why don't you wear a shirt?
With a loud burp, Ren stood up.
Yeah! All right, enough chit-chat. We gotta make it so you can fire off that little light show of yours without even blinking. I'm gonna work you so hard that your lungs are gonna feel like they're on fire.
Yeah! Wait, what?
Without another word, Ren began training Nova in the ways of mist. As the day unfolded, they remained engrossed in their training, hours slipping away unnoticed until Nova's weariness became palpable. Only when she teetered on the brink of exhaustion did they take a break, acknowledging the strain of the exhaustive day-long session.
Yeah, sun's going down. Hey, we better head to the tavern if we want to meet Teach on time. I guess that means we're done for the day.
Ooh, hooray! Though there may be one problem. I don't know if I can stand up again.
Ren flashed a smile, and with one motion, scooped Nova up onto his back.
Hang on tight. If you let go, I'm not picking you up again.
As the light began to fade, the duo headed off into town. And though Nova felt like her arms were about to fall off, she knew that today she had started to truly master her power. And maybe, more importantly, she made a new friend. That night, in the woods outside of town, Kira met with the man with the moonstone mask. He towered over her.
You told me it was just going to scare her. I didn't know the damn shrine would actually give her powers.
It's none of your concern what happens. Only that you do as you're told. You want this, right?
The hulking figure held up a red stone mask, a ruby face in the darkness.
Fine. What do I need to do now?
Warlock Episode 2. Meet Ren, Meathead or Mystery. Nova is voiced by Claire Clausen. Ren and Balthazar by Nick Akins. Kira by Shelby Hall. The Lady and the Headmaster played by Tamara Deering. Mendel and Zarian by Zachary Burrell. Special thanks to Wizards of the Coast. If you enjoyed the show, check out our Patreon. Link in the show notes. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram at WarlockDND. Or check out our website, warlockpod.com. One of the best things you can do for us is leave a review on your favorite platform. Thank you for listening.
Next time on Warlock, Class Red hits the road to meet their final classmate. But is Nova ready to use her legacy when she really needs it?
This episode and class are so not up to standard. They could use somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
Isn't that nice? Episode 3, Meet Briar, Rose or Thorn on Warlock.